Okay. I'm going to leave that in this little natural clearing here. If you look out there, you see Mount St. Helena, and they can see us. There's rock art to rock art. Okay, I'm going to climb up and out of here. I hope you enjoyed that. It's uphill to that switchback I parked on. Not bad. And so it's climbing up the lone piece of rhyolite. See the shininess of it? It's not quartz. This one's very white, but it's light, has that plasticky opal feel. That's the lime tree. So there's Snell Peak. And beyond that, you can't see it. It dumps down there beyond the crest, but there's Snell Valley. These are Clarkia popping out from underneath the edge of the bush here. They're one of the later flowers. There's about, oh, I don't know, 4 different varieties. These are one of the smaller, but the super bright. The little starburst of each of those. Here's the detail on one. Right? And yeah, they flush out with the woolly sunflowers right at the edge of the brush line. You see that? Clarkia. There is access down here right at the end to the creek. Should we look in there and see what it tells us? Kind of drove right by it because it's at the very entrance. Farther out the road, and I'm finding that you're not allowed to go over the fences because it's ecological area. These are all different serpentines. It looks like, I was checking out the white, but it looks like it's a super pale. So serpentine is microcrystalline, that's its structure. Meaning composed of a bunch of teeny tiny little crystal particles. And there's 2 different types, 2 different structures of it. Leafy serpentine and fibrous serpentine. There's super fibrous varieties. I can always pick up a piece when I'm out here. Like this. This is called asbestos. And it's actually been mined around here. You see how long and skinny those strands are? And it's not the type of poison that's going to come through my skin right now. These fibers don't work their way out. I mean, you can breathe even fibered glass and stuff, and dust and wood particles. These, when they're ground up and they get into your lungs and into your body, have a hard time coming out. They kind of lodge into you. And that's one of the dangers of it. But yeah, there's a good example right there. There's asbestos. That's the finest variety. and then leafy stuff, the rest of it that's flakes, and then different hardnesses, you know, and different purities, and so there's common names for those different different hardnesses and different varieties. Yeah. Chunks of somewhere between quartz and rhyolite. A little too heavy to be rhyolite, but a little too milky to be quartz. So maybe just a harder rhyolite. When they sell these in the landscaping shop and it's crushed up, they call it opalite. And when I'm in this terrain in Nevada and states where there's no organic mass and people, you know, plants and stuff that lay down dirt and bury stuff, people hunt out there and find opals all the time. Oh, it's the corner of a brick. Huh. Weird spot for an old kiln brick. Ooh, there's a piece right there for sure. This one's just white. Got a little yellow to it. But yeah, that's one of our varieties of rhyolite. Look. What are these trying to tell us when we walk up to the top of the hill? These are all just different colors of serpentine. Nope. A road. Wow, what's that down there? I can't tell if that's natural or not. If you're enjoying this, don't forget that on the Quest for Details homepage, if you click on the videos, then it will take you to all of the videos that I've posted in the past. They're all still there saved, and there's quite a few of them, and they grow every day. Where? You see that right there? There's water coming out of that. I think that's a big old dam and a pond. But I think it's also where they were digging on a vein. We're not going to go into the ecological study area. But, ooh. Look, this is the rock. We're up in the Siskiyous and places like that. And all the way up to Canada. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I've seen gold in this stuff. Those, we'll come back to that in a second. Careful. Could be anything in there, like gold and ripples. But this is quartz. These are quartz veins. See that? Sure enough. And this is that layered stuff. It's serpentine, but it's got fine stripes. I've seen core samples of this, that's how I know. And the iron in there, gold in it. This is the last boulder before it goes out to the river. Oh my god. I don't know. My gold bones are buzzing on this one. We'll do several things here. We can hammer some of this off and bring it home. And we can go look at that other rock there. See the linings in this? It's different material. And whenever you see this in these serpentine belts, usually, I mean, we're really close to that mine. Let's see the veins in here. Wow. Okay, so we're still on public land here. I haven't gone past the little sign. And we're on a little creek. So I'm going to harvest a few pounds of this material. Probably the stuff right up by the quartz, because we know that's where the minerals seeped and they travel together. big old chunks out here with the intermingled rock. It's not easy. That matches the description of what we should be looking for out here. And that would make sense. See the super fine layers of this? It's gonna be flat micro gold. But if you pounded that out and sluiced it out by the ton, holy moly. Okay, now to this. Look at it. Look how big it is. Look at the agate patterns in it. Look at the druzy pockets. Look at the pinks. Look at the size of this thing. Oh, look at the agate layers showing there. Do you see that? That's all rhyolite, by the way. And then in the heavy agate. Look at that. Oh my god, look at the colors in that. Okay. Okay. I have to turn the camera off here, folks. See you at the truck. Wow. That is crazy. I hope that makes up for the rest of the day. I will get this all wet and show it to you in the bright sunshine, or at least the rain that's coming. Holy moly. We're gonna need somebody with a big saw. Okay. Time to go. There's this little pullout. I'm headed back towards town now. I saw this green riprap boulders, and the things about quarries is that they're getting paid to get this rock out of huge mountainsides, loaded in the trucks, driven to its site, and they're charging for the time. The time costs them. You know, this is what they're doing their money. This is what they're investing their stuff in, the gasoline and their huge tractors and trucks and everything. So they're not necessarily in the business of looking for minerals and stuff, especially semi-precious ones. So roadside geology is a great place to check out what's in the ground around you. Look at this. This druzy layers in this, but it's like yellow. Ugh, sulfur. So that's mined locally because I found yellow sulfur up here. So these rocks are coming from a quarry near here. Their size kind of shows that too. And look at the druzy pockets that they went through. Do you see that? And whatever that is, I guess a type of agate, is stained green. Look at the layers in this. You see that? That is a huge slab of agate. And I see people have been up here chipping away at it carefully and with respect, it looks like. But working the little vogues and stuff in it. And I thought we'd just climb up. Wow, this piece is insane. Look at the actual marbling in it. It's like a gray, white, and blue agate boulder. Do you see that? It's just kind of rusty outside from what was laying up against some iron rock. Look at this layer here. Somebody worked back, and you can see it says sulfur demon powder to it too. And little druzy caves. But yeah, look at the layer that they were working out of there. Kept it out of the road, that's the important part, and didn't mine away the cliff too much. Ooh, here's a little piece they left us. I have a feeling there was a much bigger rock here that's completely gone, and the veins out of it too. But look at what was there. Okay. Look at that. Those layers go up through it. Wow. That's a whole layer. And so is that. I have to tell you, that one's pretty impressive that we were just looking at now. Things like this are whole layers here too. So you can imagine the cliffside these people are digging through. There's probably been some impressive finds, you know? That's all crystal in there. Also bands, so it's like a agate layering going through it all. Ooh. This is probably, yeah, that's a solid mass. You can see, look at these. Somebody worked a bunch of layers out of here, and that would look really cool. There's a whole layer right there that just broke out for us. Nice soft stone, too. Ooh, look at that. Gruzy land. So, pretty cool, eh? I would say. It's just the green of the rock. The layers there. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good chunk, right? We can pop this whole rock out of there, but I wouldn't want to undermine the bank. I would want to find where this is coming from. Okay, I just thought you'd want to see that. That's pretty awesome. Keep it real. Okay, one more stop. This is how it is with me. If you're going to travel with me, you'd be like, oh my god, this guy needs to get somewhere. And I do. See this mountain range? At the end there's Mount St. Helena I've been showing you. And then Cobb, and it runs all the way along. And that is a volcanic range. So the whole thing is volcanoes. We have large power plants that run off the steam. Have huge turbines in caves that capture the steam up there all over the side of that mountain.
So this whole area that we're in is uplift zone, and mixtures of old seafloor that have been shoved into the air and volcano layers, they say, that covered the whole thing, and then the waterways and the creeks washed it all down.
I was looking at these. They look like mud balls, and they're coming out of the sedimentary layer. That's what caught my eye, was this slope where it's so heavily eroding, and these fossil looking things. So here's another nail. sticking out of the side. See that? That almost looks like a clam, huh? These ones are falling into the road. I'm not gonna tear down the hill. I'm just looking for shapes. See that? Looks like other fossils that we found stuck in the mud, huh? Maybe they're just mud fossils. There's a little cave in. Huh. Oh yeah. I'm telling you. Wow. I think that's a tick, but it's like camo. Do you see that? It's like gray. I think that's the bad kind. Okay, we probably have a dozen of those on us. Get out of there. We live on the side of that mountain. Well, maybe they're gobs of mud that rolled around on the bottom and then got fossilized in that shape, and so they're harder, you know, that void. Or maybe it's a little fossil bed. The road cut right through it. That's what allows us to see. See, that one's hollow inside. So perhaps these are preserved burrows of sea creatures. There's the glob on the outside. Not sure. There's a duplex nail that we can get out of there. I'll leave that one face out. Not the nail, the rock. Pods. Keeping that one. And the nail. Okay. I'll see you on down the road. One thing I will say is you get out here, do not go wandering off across these private properties. People out here on these particular zones are serious, and this is one of our green belts for a lot of the cash crops that are grown around here. So don't go beyond the fences, especially when they say no trespassing a whole bunch and they're letting you know they're serious about it. This is just one of those areas. I wanted to cross this little creek and see what the white riffraff is there. They put it there at some point long ago to keep the hillside from falling down in here, blocking the creek and causing erosion on the roadside. Even though it's late. Look at that. Aren't you curious? See the big white boulders up there? If you don't, you're about to. It's this. Heard it called a white marble. Looks like an agate to me. Look at these pieces. Similar to the one that we found earlier. You see that? Let's dip that. We're by the water. Those bands go all the way through it, by the way. And we are in just the dimmest light of evening. Wow. Okay. A few steps ahead of me. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at that. There's my hand on it. And those are all agate layers. A double bloom there, and then just swirling out and out. And around. Wow. Quite impressive. Quite impressive. Here's the green rock again. Yep, that's a whole hillside. We can just walk around, savor this. Okay, here's something about rocks. Ooh, that's a den. Holy moly. Let's step away from that. You can move rocks from location to location on this earth. Those are beautiful, huh? We're looking for this stuff all day, right? Look at that one. You can move stuff from location to location on this earth. Rocks, as long as you're not taking them off the planet, and you know, somebody showed up with a spaceship and they were taking our rocks, I'd be like, no dude, you could possibly deplete all this. But otherwise, you're talking something that has a lifespan of millions and billions of years. And oftentimes when you're moving it and you think it's a huge move, you're not. It's going to erode, it's going to fall into smaller pieces, it's going to wash out, it's going to make its way down rivers, it's going to go all the way to the oceans and to other beaches. It's going to be piled up in layers, it's going to be compacted by time, it's going to become new mountainsides, it's going to break out in new boulders this big and roll down. It's not going anywhere. Okay, well there's a look at a mountainside of marble. Agate. It's just that boulder alone. Yeah, it's that hour. Look at that. Moss has grown in the cracks, but those are just lines and lines. Gotta pass by the den here too. That could actually be where our issue is coming from. All my hairs just stood up. We're gonna get out of here. Go quick, huh? Howdy. Okay. We will see you later. Hey, hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button below. Helps the quest for details grow. I appreciate the support. And if you double click the bell icon next to it, you'll get a notification each time we put out a new video.